Right, so as always, we go to the brethren and sistren of our community to ask them for a topic. I'm forfeiting my topic. My topic.
We'll do another time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll do it another time. But
I need to. Hang on,
I feel like it was
talking Crumpy Jackson. I can have my hat back.
I think it was for the benefit of the world that we buy that. Yeah. Right. Okay. So Tom Sherlock. Who on Twitter is...
I'm just laughing at his picture, I'm not laughing at his name. Although it's a cool name.
It is a cool name. It's at Judge Funky Boy.
Yeah. It's a cool name.
He came up with a few suggestions, but one of them, I think the one that we'll do, because we can probably talk about this one. One of them was like WrestleMania, and I'm like, I ain't watched wrestling for about 15 years.
No.
Stone Cold Steve Austin had only just been run over by Rikishi when I last watched
I remember that.
So... Tom Sherlock said, how about you talk about things you collect that are not Nintendo related?
Okay. Right. Are we saying not game related as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I could say like PS4 games or whatever. Alright, do you want me to go first or do you want to go first?
You go first, go well.
One that I'm really into at the minute is... people might not know this about me, but I also am a massive theatre geek. I write and direct my own stuff. I work in a theatre school, and have
you got the collected works of John Benson?
I don't know. That was weird yesterday.
What about Ben Johnson's?
Johnson, It's weird that they were both Ben Johnson and John Benson were both people who were
understudies.
Of Shakespeare. But yeah, so the thing that I collect is, and I'm really obsessed with them, is really nice looking Shakespeare plays, the books. Like, I think they look... Like, I've got these ones, and these aren't as nice looking. Like, the ones that I love, like, the plays that I love, I'll get really nice copies. And Shakespeare films, I'm obsessed with film versions and different adaptations.
Aren't they all shit, though?
No, not really. Well, you like the Romeo and Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann one. And the...
I think that was just because I was allowed to watch a film at school.
But Hamlet, the one that had David Tennant in, was a good Hamlet. Patrick Stewart was Claudius in that, so as you can imagine, he was amazing. Also, when David Tennant did Richard II, I preferred David Tennant's Richard II to his Hamlet. But anyway, so I collect these books that are like cartoony on the outside. I think you might have seen them. They're like white, and they've got like cartoons of the play.
Sorry, I want yawning because you talk about
Shakespeare. Oh, it's like English at school.
I'm just tired.
And I collect these little books that are like cartoon Shakespeare. And I think they just look really cool. I collect them and I collect films. I always have to have a Blu-ray version as well of Shakespeare films. But yeah, no, there's been some great ones. There's been some that really hasn't worked. Like I watched the Cymbeline remake recently, and I wasn't a massive fan.
How have we gone from Crumpy Jacks to fucking highbrow entertainment?
That's just me, innit? That defines me, Crumpy Jacks and Shakespeare. Like, I wasn't a massive fan of the concept. They like changed Cymbeline a little bit, but I'll still collect all the DVDs because it's just an obsession of mine. It's a big passion of mine is Shakespeare and theatre, and collecting the plays and collecting the films. Like, and I'll sit, and this is a really geeky thing, but I don't care. I'll sit with the play and put the film on and be reading it so that I can get the subtext of what's been said, if you know what I mean. So I can actually read the lines and understand them as I'm watching the play. But, like, that's just as geeky, I suppose, as, like, some of the stuff that you do. Like, your illustration stuff, like, you go really geeky with that. Like, it's the similar kind of thing. It's just people seem to associate Shakespeare with, like, boring and all this stuff, when actually it's not. It's really exciting and interesting. You collect books. Like, anything to do with illustration, you love
but
the
I don't
books.
know if that's a collection or a quest for knowledge.
But, yeah, but you could get that knowledge from other places or other mediums.
No. If you've got a book written
but if you had like a Kindle.
Yeah, but I can't. No, but it's just because I can't read on them. I can't take information in from a computer. I read it all day because I'm on the internet, but I can't take in like I take information a lot better if I've got a physical book in my hand. I can't. I just don't. I don't know. There's something about reading digitally. I just can't vibe.
You've gone through quite a few stages, haven't you? With your like you'll start saying like I'm into this, and then you move on very quickly, don't you? You kind of do that quite a lot, where you'll get into something, then you'll just leave it and move on. So I feel like
collection wise,
not collection-wise, but I think in terms of like interests in life.
Yeah.
And I don't think you've ever kind of guitars, I suppose, yeah.
Collect guitars.
But I wouldn't necessarily call you a guitar collector. But you just like you ain't got tons of them, have you? You've got like tons of like ones that you like. This one's from here. This one's from here. But you have got a few really like nice, unique like ones. So I suppose I'd say that you collect guitars, but I wouldn't call you a collector if that makes sense.
No, well that one that's on my wall in my bedroom.
The Paul Gilbert one.
No.
The Steve Vai one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's worth like 10 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say that's where I'd go with you in terms of collection. It seems to be
like nice Gibsons and nice. I've got loads of guitars that are like Gibson. Elsewhere, but
yeah,
and just some nice Ibanez. I've got like a signed Paul Gilbert one that I got him to sign. And,
yeah. I suppose you have got quite a few guitars when you think about it.
Yeah, I've got there's tons there.
Yeah,
and like
just piled up
in like my garage, and there's just I've got guitars everywhere. I've got. Like,
I remember giving you a guitar once. You swapped it for one of your old guitars because you wanted to take it apart and respray it and put it together. And I think we got to take it apart, sand it down, and then we just left it.
Probably.
Yeah, that's a good one. I also collect Lego. Like if you look, you said earlier, didn't you? Like my shelf.
It's not canon.
What's not canon?
Your shelf.
I know, yeah, it's not canon.
Superman's next to fucking Homer Simpson, who's next to fucking.
Well, it's just random. The thing is I don't keep within one. Like, I really like the DC Comics Lego because I think it's really cool. I like that world. Like I like the Lego games.
Well, I guess art books, not as in instructional books, but like the art of like Tangled and Frozen and all the animation books.
You've got crazy long hair coming from your beard.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got it.
Yeah, like actual art books and like the art of like Mary Blair and the art of like loads of different and Claire Keane stuff.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of stuff like that, like art books.
I think collecting's always kind of passed me by in terms of to be like an ultimate collector of something is a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money. And I always feel like with stuff like that where I'll get something and it'll look cool for a day. And then I'm kind of a little bit like, what's next? So I think with collection, I think if I got into collection, it'd be a dangerous game because
it's like
I'd
collection. Do you think the thingy of that is nostalgia? Because I collect NES games, which is because like when I was a kid, I played NES games and I played them with friends, and so I know we're talking about.
Yeah.
Thing is,
if we're talking about Nintendo related, we could talk about
consoles
quite a lot.
And like Nintendo toys. I mean, look over there. There's like a ridiculous amount of Nintendo toys just knocking about everywhere in my house. So but like away from that and like fucking that Mario just grab that Mario Lego set thing.
Where?
It's under the Donkey Kong board game.
Alright. I need a Wii. Moving's going to make me need a Wii more.
And I feel like because all of that's like somewhat nostalgia based.
Yeah.
The art that I collect, I love animation, which is stuff you watch as a kid and things like that, which is whatever based. You just stood on the lava lamp switch and Tandy.
I did. Cool.
Like look at this Super Mario Bros. 100.
It's proper shit.
Weird Lego.
It's just Lego with some stickers.
Yeah. I mean, look how off model that picture of Mario is for the people.
Who are watching.
Yeah,
it's not like it's just weird, isn't it?
Yeah, and so all that sort of nostalgia based. The art I collect I collect the art of Disney Golden Books. I've got a lot of them, and the art of Mary Blair and stuff like that, and like Lego is like a toy thing.
Yeah,
is a lot of the things nostalgia based? I feel like they maybe are.
I don't know because I think maybe, but people collect stuff like my dad will collect beer glasses. Like that's a thing that he collects, but then I suppose it is nostalgia.
It don't have to be when you was a kid. I mean,
I started collecting whiskey glasses when I gave up because I was like, I just don't got anywhere to put them.
Fucking look at that.
I know, it's really rubbish. It is just some Lego with some pieces of cardboard, that box that they've just sold as Mario.
It's me, an off-model of Mario.
So yeah, I in terms of collection, like, I always want to be a collector, but I don't think...
Oh, that looks great from the back.
It does, yeah.
No, from the back.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I'd have the...
That was a well-constructed drawing. Well done, biggies.
Yeah, I don't think I've got it in me to get into that world, if you know what I mean. Like, because like with like Amiibos, I know I'm kind of going on to Nintendo, but I'm doing it for a reason. With Amiibos, like as soon as Little Mac came out, I was like, I need Little Mac. That's the only character I ever really play as on Smash Bros. I love Little Mac. He's a great character. I'll go get the Amiibo. Oh, it's 50 quid. Not worth it. And I think that my brain has got that in me that I'll always be like, it's not worth it. Regardless of whether I'm collecting the full set. That thing there, even if it completes my set or not, it's not worth the money. And I think I'd struggle with that aspect of it. Of like having to convince myself, this is worth it because I need the full set. And it's like, why do you need the full set? You know, and I think that's like, it's stuff like Pokemon cards. I think a lot of people fell into that kind of collection world, didn't they? Where...
Yeah, but then that's like, I think in every childhood there's like like fashion.
Yeah.
Where something's like, but it's not really. Sorry, I know you're collecting to try and get, but it's not really like a lifelong collection. You know what I mean?
No.
It's just like when I was a kid, it was like Premier League football stickers, card box, and stuff like that.
See, I never used to watch football at all, but I always used to get the power.
I don't think anyone used to watch it, but obviously people used to watch it, but they just used to collect them fucking
the stickers.
Yeah,
I know it's weird.
I'll trade you my Stan Collymore for an Alan Shearer.
Yeah,
or whatever.
But yeah, I think I respect people who can collect stuff and can spend that amount of money on stuff, and I think. Some people, like, my ex-girlfriend, her uncle, used to be, like, a big Warhammer person. And, like, I'm not really into Warhammer
the one that
anyway.
lived up North Yorkshire way.
Yeah. But he used to go and he used to sit and just paint them. And he had this, like, really, like, beautifully painted, like,
I could never
battleground. Neither could I.
My mates at school all used to have them.
So did my friend, yeah.
They used to, like, fucking battle at lunchtime. They, like, winged it with a teacher that they could have, like, one of the rooms, like, and they just used to fucking have the table and all the shit. And I went one time, I was just like, what the fuck is this? And they got this manual out of the rules. And it was,
it's like that.
It was like your Shakespeare book with all the plays in. I was like, what the fuck is this fucking tome of a thing? And, like, we want to do a move and they go, oh, yeah, I flew over there. And the other one goes, 1 minute, let me just check page 4006.
I know, yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, I fucking rejig that with a fucking snazzle sword.
My memory of...
And then they had the future ones where they were all like these blue, like, soldier things.
Yeah,
like,
I remember that.
Robot soldier things. And I was just like, it's kind of, I did like the fact of you're personalising something, you're getting something, you're like painting it.
That aspect I like. Cool. I always think they always
like,
look incredible. My experience was, it was my friend invited me around to play it. I went round and then ended up just... Do you remember the long thin ruler? I just kept whipping. I just ended up whipping him with that, and then his mum coming in and sending me home. Yeah. Because I think I had like ADHD as a kid. Like I was just bored real quick. So him trying to teach me Warhammer just ended up with me being like, "Does this hurt if I hit you with it?" And like, whoosh.
He's dead now.
Yeah, he's dead now. But yeah, like that's that. Yeah, so like. I think in terms of when you see
that's a great like prank to play on someone, by the way. You know, if you're talking about someone slags them off, you go,
he's dead.
He's dead now.
Yeah.
It's great. I used to do it all the time.
Yeah, so that was so that's it. I mean, I respect collecting and like looking at collections and stuff, and like someone's like, I've got the full set of like this action figure or these whatever. Like,
yeah, but then don't
like,
you think
cool.
After a while the collection becomes not aesthetically pleasing?
Yeah, it becomes,
you know, when it's like just a full room full of video, it's just like what the fuck.
It becomes background or clutter. Like
there's because my daughter, and plus I buy this stuff anyway because I like watching cartoons, but she's got like a Scooby Doo DVD. I can't remember which one. It might be season 1 of the original series.
Yeah.
Maybe, or I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And on it, there's like a special features, and because you know when you play it and then you leave it on, it goes through them every country's fucking thing with that red thing at the top with the white text, like all the like laws and shit.
Yeah.
But it goes through countries you never fucking heard of.
Oh yeah.
And it goes forever, and like one time. That came on and Layla and I just started playing and thinking, just forgot it was on. But then he goes straight onto the special features afterwards. Right. I never even thought to watch him. And he went onto this like dude who was like supposed to be like Scooby Doo's like biggest collector.
Right.
And they like came to his house and stuff, and like they went in and he was like doing a bad Shaggy impression.
Yeah.
Like, like, welcome to my house, Scoob, and all that stuff. And it was like, you went in and like you saw all the amount of shite he had.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the fuck?
And yeah, it takes over people's lives, though, doesn't it? It's like them Pokemon people. There's a girl, isn't they? She's disabled, is she not? That girl that's
In
like
England?
the biggest. Yeah, she's like one of the biggest Pokemon collectors in like Pokemon merchandise. But you just see her sat there, like I think she's wheelchair bound, isn't she? Or she's.
I can't.
I
I
don't know
know
if in the
she's got
picture-
something wrong.
She's got a
I don't
disability,
wanna, like,
actually.
comment on it. And
You've
get
just
it
got.
wrong, but...
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. But you just see it sat there and just surrounded by Pokemon stuff where you just like, fucking hell, like, that's insane. Like, how would you, like, I could not like live in that environment where like everything is Pokemon. Like I think it'd drive me crazy. Like just being surrounded by one thing all the time. Like I think it would you just get sucked into this weird world. But yeah, like I'm always a fan of seeing stuff. Like I like going to like museums or whatever, or like going and seeing like I'll watch documentaries on collectors, or you like I love seeing a collection of stuff that's all of the same kind of there's all the same thing, or elk. Yeah, exactly. And you look and you're like, that's amazing. I don't want that at home. You know what I mean? I don't want that to take up my living room. It's look cool in your living room, like great, you get on with it if that's what you want. I'm going home to my normal house then, you know, that's not full of stuff. So I think that's it. I think I would love to be a collector. I'd love to be rich enough, I suppose, to have the room to just be like, there's my Star Wars collection.
Dude, his fucking house was massive.
Yeah, I think that's it. You'd have to be really rich, wouldn't you? Otherwise, it is just getting in the way. But if you just had a room and you was like, that's the Star Wars room, and like you went in, it was just Star Wars stuff. Like I suppose that. Yeah, I think it is a financial thing. Is collecting really, unless you like stamp collecting or whatever.
Yeah, but every hobby is.
Yeah,
every hobby is.
To what degree you do
financial drain. If you're deep in any hobby, you're spending a lot of money.
Well, I suppose you can do most hobbies cheap, but it's what degree, innit? Like you can.
No, but I'm saying if you're deep into a hobby.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, name a hobby.
Football.
Actually, that's quite a cheap one. But
No, because you got the kit, and then you can.
And the boots.
And the boots, the like really nice boots, and a really nice football, and going to practice and paying for lessons and
subs and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anything like that, any hobby. But I think collection is something that I will collect.
It's
stuff.
a hobby.
It is a hobby, yeah. And it's great to see someone who's that
passionate about anything.
Passionate about something, yeah. So should we leave collection there?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
No.
Join our Cooper Club. We just recorded our.
People can probably buy that.
You can buy that. Collect it. Collect all the merchandise on our store.
All the Nintendo Sushi stuff.
Yeah.
For the audio people, what am I pointing at?
A Majora's Mask pillow. I like that. It's cool. Yeah, get on our store. Get on the Cooper Club. We've just recorded a Cooper Club special episode.
We did just before this one.
We did for the $5 and up.
What did we talk about? I can't remember.
We talked about
death,
and
what was my topic? Vitamins and shit.
Vitamins and shit. We talked about our illnesses, really.
Yeah.
I always find the Cooper Club ones, we kind of go more in depth into our personal life. So it's kind of like a different tone, really, to these. But today I've given you the most personal piece of information
that anyone's ever shared. You know what I mean? Like
the Crumpy Jack secret.
Yeah.
And we'll think of a T-shirt to go with Crumpy Jacks. I think that'd be cool. Anyway, keep it in the streets, because that's where it belongs.
Marina, Aqua Marina.